Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Trident Talks. I'm Danielle, I'm the Senior Delivery Consultant at Trident, and I'm glad to be joined by Rupert. Hi Rupert.
Hi Dan, how are you?
Good, thank you, very good. So Rupert, as you know, I'm holding a series of Trident Talks in September, and this is around candidates transitioning from corporate small scale ups.
Yeah.
And their journey basically. So I know you've obviously been with Secura now since January, I think.
Yeah, January, so 8
Yeah,
months now.
cool. So for those of people that don't know, tell us about you.
Okay, so Rupert Ryan, so I head up sales for Secura. So like I just said, been with them about 8 months now. I guess my cybersecurity journey started 6 and a bit years ago. So I moved back from Oz. I was in Oz for 10 years and I took 8 months off. And then when I started looking for a job, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And a recruiter called me up about a job at NCC Group. I didn't have a clue about cyber whatsoever. So I went for a few interviews and just decided that that was the best role to take, and ended up spending just over 3 years there. And then moved on to Adama, so headquartered up in Edinburgh, big MDR company. Spent about 18 months there, and then had an opportunity to move to a smaller company who were looking to establish themselves in the UK. So moved there as sales director. That didn't work out, so ended up at Secura, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey, and that journey is sort of continuing. And yeah, long way to continue with Secura.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously they're very different companies. Like obviously NCC was what, 5,000 employees, went through like 20.
It was a lot. It was big. It was big.
Yeah.
And you know, I think the sales team when I left was about 110, 112 people, something like that. So it's huge. Going to Secura, where you know I was the first sales person they hired. It's cool because I guess the journey's a lot different, because I guess you're just a number at NCC Group or the organisations, but here you get to play a pivotal role in the growth. You know, I think when I joined, we were 6 people. We're now 13, 14 people, and you know, you'd like to think that some of the stuff I've delivered in that 8 months has helped contribute to that growth.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So did you have any like misconceptions about a small startup before joining?
No, I guess the previous one was kind of a startup in the UK. There was a lot of challenges around that. So I guess when you've sort of dipped your toe in, you can sort of see some of those challenges. But then I think a lot of it is to do with the way the company was set up. You know, Jamie and Andy, so CTO and co-founder and CEO. Yeah, Andy came from RedScan, Jamie was Paolo. And they really helped me, you know, into that sort of transition. Been really, really supportive since day one. So that has helped. But it's difficult when you're on your own.
Yeah, of course.
You know, at that point, Jamie was doing pre-sales, was doing engineering. So it's not like you have a sales function where you've got a team who, you know, do sales support, sales engineering, bid support and everything like that. You kind of do everything yourself, support of that senior leadership team. But we're all there to sort of help each other out. And that's what's really nice about working for a startup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's similar to us, really. So the main motivation for me moving from a larger recruitment company, like 300 plus people, coming into like at the time it was probably about 11 when I joined, is you do have like real input as well in the company and where they want to go. So you do have that input on their direction as well.
Yeah, it's so rewarding. It really is.
Absolutely.
How many people have tried it now?
Oh, I think it was 16 yesterday. Had a new girl join. Yeah.
So Jackson, who joined us a few weeks ago, he came from recruitment. In fact, my first job in sales was recruitment. So IT recruitment when I was finished my A levels at like 18, 19. It was
Same
tough.
with me. I did IT recruitment before.
It was it's hard. That was a hard gig.
Yeah. So is there anything that surprised you since you've joined the new company?
I think how much I've learned, because I guess when you're in a bigger company, you're only involved in the sales bit of it, but you know, we have a daily team meeting every morning where the SOC team are all talking about what's happening. The engineering team are talking about what they're doing. The sales team are talking about what we're doing. And we're talking every day about what we're doing as a business.
Yeah.
So you feel like you have a massive input in everything that happens. So the amount I've learned probably in the last 8 months is phenomenal, really.
Yeah, literally the
And
same as me. I've learned so more now in this role than my last role. Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned a lot at NCC Group because they kind of do everything when it comes to security. So you learn it's a good grounding. But in terms of, you know, the way the business is operated, you know, the way engineering works, the way the SOC works, because when you're talking to clients about a service that you're providing, you don't really have that intel about the day-to-day activity of a SOC when you work for a bigger company, because you're not really involved in it. But when you're hearing daily about what's happening, and, you know, we've got Slack channels which talk about, you know, what the SOC team are doing, it's really interesting, but it helps you in your role as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What would you say is your like favorite thing about working for a smaller company?
There's a lot, really, but I think it is that involvement in so many things than just sales. So, you know, we sort of have a massive input in the channel side of things. So we have technology partners, Google and Palo Alto, so really involved in obviously what they're doing, and I guess the developments they're making to make our SOC better from a technology perspective. The partnership model that we've obviously got in place, so bringing on sort of, I guess, cybersecurity partners that have a similar sort of culture and set of values to us. So boutique sort of organizations that don't offer what we do. And on the flip side of that, we don't offer what they offer. So it's helping those partners grow as well, whilst they're sort of supporting us, which is really nice.
Yeah, perfect. And what advice would you give someone that wants to leave like an NCC or just a larger organization to work for a startup?
It's difficult because I think you've got to have a plan in place. So you get a huge amount of support working for a bigger company. You know, you have internals generating opportunities, you have a sales support team, a bid support team, a QA team, all these functions, where you don't have it so much in a smaller organization. So, you know, being aware of the challenges that presents. But I think as well, if you've got a clear idea about, you know, where you want to go on that journey with that new company, and whether they're the right fit for you as well, you know, they are going to need to support you, you're going to need to support them. And it's that having that constant interaction. So Jamie, Andy and I talk, you know, every single day. We've only met 3 or 4 times, but I feel like we've built a really sort of close relationship because of the constant sort of communication we have with each other.
Yeah, and I think for me, moving from larger recruitment company to this, I wanted a bit more for myself, like, because I was literally a bum on a seat, and I wanted to be appreciated for the hard work I'd put in, but also grow more, because I felt like I couldn't really grow anymore. So here, as I said earlier, I've learned a lot more with Trident. So I wanted more, wanted to do more. I think it's like that with the big companies, though, because you have like people who've been there for a long time. They're smashing their sales numbers. You're contributing a little bit, but because what you are contributing sort of isn't anywhere near what these other people are, and you don't feel that sort of appreciation. And I think you really do at a smaller organization. You know, going back to what I said before about the growth of the business, you feel like what you've done in that period of time has contributed to that growth, and that's really rewarding. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the key things. And last question, if you could retire tomorrow, what would you do?
It's a tough one, that, because I've got 3 young kids, so I'd probably say go away and travel, but I don't know, I'll probably buy a camper van and then travel around the UK.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually. Yeah, camper van and travel.
Paddleboard. I'd get a paddleboard now. There you
go. Get it on the camper van.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's a good one. I'd probably do the same, just because, well, I've got a long time to retire. But yeah, That's a
Yeah.
good one. I like that. Do that.
Yeah.
Put the paddleboard
What
on the
would you
spot.
do?
The same.
The same.
Yeah, I
We'd do it
think
together.
so. Yeah. Yeah, shall we?
Yeah. I'm not retiring tomorrow though. No
Me
chance.
neither. Me neither. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Bye.
Bye.